Hello and welcome to what is actually my first Primarch video. I'm going to start putting out a lot more of these, but I thought this would be a good first uh, video to do, talking about which Primarch I think they're going to bring back for the Loyalists next. So I went to Forge World here. I figured we'd talk through each of the Primarchs and where they are now, and then I will tell you who I think they're going to bring back, or maybe who I think they should bring back. So obviously Ferrus Manus, he's dead, but they do keep cloning him. So Fulgrim, again, kept cloning Ferrus Manus to try to convince him to join him during the Horus Heresy. So I think a cool thing they could do is bring back a clone of Ferrus. You could make a model for him, and it would be an interesting storyline of kind of this clone discovering that he is not the original Ferrus, and what would end up happening with the Iron Hands. But again, I don't think he will be the next Loyalist Primarch they bring back. Lehman Russ, I don't think they're going to bring Lehman Russ back. In terms of the storyline and the lore, he's coming back for, the Wolf time, the end time. So him returning fully would be kind of a signal of the end of everything, the end of the Imperium. Plus, he's kind of half wolf now, and probably, it's not bringing back Gilman where he looks normal. He's going to be look pretty wild. I think kind of the demon part of him, the essence of the wolf has come out so much that bringing him back would be pretty problematic in the current storyline. So don't think they'll bring back Lehman Russ. Gilman, obviously, he has come back. The Khan is currently trapped behind a door in Kamra, so he can come back. I always find it funny in my head where they've got these two incubi guards standing at this door, and there's just pounding happening on the door, and they don't know what's going on in there. So will the Khan come back? He's one of the possibilities. So Sanguinus, he's dead. I think they could do something with him or have like the Sanguinor, where they can make a really cool model that's kind of the essence of his, like, I guess, power, but he should never come back. I think his sacrifice should always, stand for something. Vulcan lifts. So he's alive somewhere. He's definitely just farming on a planet somewhere quietly. He is in the contention for coming back. So next is Corax. Corax is guarding against Lorgar. So he's embraced kind of his like abilities. So kind of like how Lorgar initially had no psychic potential. He eventually discovers it. So Corax can kind of turn into crows and meld in and blend in with the darkness, like not just hiding in it, but actually moving through it. He would be in the contention for returning, but I don't think they're going to have him come back until they want to do a storyline where they actually have Lorgar return as well, because once he leaves where he is now, that means Lorgar will return as well. The Lion is currently asleep on the rock. He's probably the easiest character to have come back. Do I think they'll bring him back yet? No, because that would create, I believe, a civil war in the Imperium. And with the Imperium already being split in half by chaos, I don't think it's the right time to bring him back. It's the sort of thing that you've got it on the back burner and he can come back maybe in 10, 15 years. And it's funny to talk about the storyline in terms of that amount of time. And then there's Rogodorn. Again, not confirmed dead, but I don't think he's going to be coming back. So of the Primarchs that are in contention for returning, it would be Vulcan, Lionel Johnson, the Khan, and I guess that's it. Yes, it's between those three. So my pick here for who I think they're going to bring back next for Loyalist Primarchs is Vulcan. Okay, so let me talk through this with everyone. So I know a lot of people kind of have been leaning towards the Lion because, again, it's kind of easy to bring him back. Everyone knows where he is. They just have to kind of unlock that room and then wake him up. So with Vulcan, though, he is, again, immortal. And after the War of the Beasts, where he destroyed one of the prime orcs, he is allegedly killed, but we all know he's not killed. He is somewhere in the galaxy right now, like verbatim. He'll be just somewhere farming and living a very quiet life. I think that they can bring this model, or sorry, this Primarch back because it's such an easy write-in. Vulcan returns to help Gilman fight, you know, any one of his brothers, right? You can write in the story that, like, it's tough to say who, but maybe like whoever I guess they bring back next, either Fulgrim or Angron, whichever Primarch they have come back, they could have Vulcan show up at the last second and then fight with Gilliman to drive back one of their brothers. I think it's so good because now there's two Loyalist Primarchs, so they kind of even it out a little bit, and B, Vulcan wouldn't stay. He would kind of save Gilliman, tell him that he's going to be around. You know, when the night is darkest, Vulcan will come. He will help Gilliman, but he does not want to participate in the Imperium anymore. He has stepped away from that. So you could have a new model for him. The story would then advance forwards and they'd even out the tally. I know people are kind of obsessed with the fact that there's so many demon Primarchs running around and there's only Gilliman. But in terms of the story, they don't work together. They all hate each other. Like the demon Primarchs aren't getting together to fight other than amongst themselves. So I think Vulcan checks all of the boxes for me. I feel as though people overlook him a lot when talking about who's coming back next. But let me know in the comments, who do you think is coming back next? Who do you want to come back next? I'm very interested to see. I figure it'll probably be when they release the next Demon Primarch. Like maybe a couple months after, maybe a year after, they'll do a Loyalist. But we'll have to wait and see.